This is the Ring Spotlight Cam Pro. It's only a 1080p image sensor, so can it really be pro? In this video, we are going to dive into the features that Ring has added into this camera to see if it can justify that pro name. Now, stay tuned till the end to get my final thoughts on this camera and the features, and I think you guys are going to be just as surprised as I was. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So we are going to be taking a look at the Ring Spotlight Cam Pro and find out why this is actually called a pro camera. Because for me, when I hear pro camera, the new kind of standard out there means a 2K camera. This is not going to be a 2K camera. This is still a 1080p camera from Ring. Now, if you are in the Ring ecosystem, I have done a ton of videos with Ring and different tips and tricks and features and comparisons. So if you are not subscribed, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, as well as taking a look at that Ring playlist on the channel. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features of this device right here. So looking at the box, this thing says that we have got a nice bright LEDs with a built-in siren with this camera. We also have bird's eye view. So bird's eye view, we've got aerial monitoring, and we've also got precise motion detection. These are all things that they are featuring with this pro camera right here, and something that we're going to be diving into a little bit later. We've also got audio plus on here. We have got colored night vision, a nice, bright, crisp video, something we're going to be taking a look at in our demos later in this video. Like I mentioned, improved sound, and then we've also got video and photo history if you do get the Ring subscription. So do keep that in mind. These cameras do require the Ring Protect subscription if you do want to save any footage to them. This camera also does have dual band Wi-Fi and up to 6 seconds of color pre-roll. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what comes in this box. Okay, so here is everything you get. Pretty basic. We've got our user guide. It also comes with a sticker if you want to set that up. We've got our mounting screws. We have got our cable for charging up the battery. Now this is going to be for the battery because we have a micro USB port on the end right there. So that is going to be for the battery. We have got our mount. The cool thing I like about this mount right here is we're going to pop off the back, and you can see you can screw it up using the screw holes right here. But I was looking at the back right here, and it's actually got a little divot taken out on both sides, which looks like it's going to give you the option for a cable pass through. So I thought that was nice that they added that onto there. Once you do get this mounted up, you can screw down this screw so that way that can't be popped up. And then you'll essentially take the camera and put it into the back to there to get it mounted up. Now, as far as the camera, a few changes that we see here. One is that we've got a giant speaker now here at the bottom. I'm also really surprised at how big this camera is compared to its predecessor. If we take a look at the old version right here, it seems quite a bit bigger than this old one here. Now, the cool thing is that if we open up this one, so I'm going to go ahead and twist the bottom right here, which is going to allow us to open it up, we still have the option for 2 batteries. So you can put 2 batteries into this guy if you want to do that. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it does have the option there for you to put in 2 batteries, which I thought was cool. Next thing that I wanted to show is here on the back, if you find that setting this up at the position isn't good right here, maybe you want it up on the top, you can slide out the back right here, flip it over the other way, and then go ahead and slide that back in. This rubber piece right here is going to give you access to the charging port here on the back. Yes, this is USB-C that comes with it. It does not come with the cable. So if you're planning on just using this for a battery, that's perfect. If you go ahead and you get the power adapter option, it won't come with a battery. It'll actually come with a power cord that you need. And then vice versa, if you want to also get like just the solar panel one, it'll come with the solar panel and not the battery. So essentially it is the same camera no matter what power source you buy. The only difference in the options when you're looking through is what power source it's coming with. It's either coming with a battery, it's coming with a power adapter, or it's coming with a solar panel. So if you decide, hey, I got the battery one, now I want to keep it plugged in, go ahead and just buy the cable and you can be off and running. If we take a look here at the front of the camera, we've got our 1080p image sensor up here. We have got our microphones. We have one on each side up top, and then we have got our motion sensor down below that. Up at the top here, we've got our sync button, and that is pretty much everything that comes with this camera. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention too, once you get this locked into the bottom, it does have a screw to lock that in so nobody can just easily walk up and turn that and pop that open. Now, our setup is going to include a solar panel. This is the 1.9 watt solar panel. They do come with also a 4 watt. This is obviously the smaller one right here. It comes with screws that you can actually mount down the cable on it too, so you can have a little mounting for the cable management of this guy right here. Here is the bracket that is going to go on the back. You can tilt it from side to side, and something else that I like is that if we took a look back here, if we slide this into the back, this is going to allow us to wrap extra cable around. So I like that it's got some cable management behind it here. Then we're going to screw it in using these screws that it came with off to the side right here, and then position it exactly how we want. Now, Ring does recommend that we're getting at least 3 to 4 hours of direct sunlight for best results. We also have a dongle here too. So the new cameras have the USB-C connector, which is what this camera has right here with this cable, USB-C. But if you have an older camera, if we take a look right here at the older Spotlight camera, it's just got the barrel plug. So this is going to allow us to put the barrel plug into the older cameras right here and then plug the solar panels in right here. So I like that it came with that converter in the box. Now, the cable itself is only about 6.5 feet, which is about half the length that we're typically seeing with solar panels. However, I like the smaller cable. They do sell extensions. If you want to get an extended size, you can add an extra 10 feet onto that if you need to do that. But this is what you get in the box with the solar panel. Now, as far as setting up the camera, it is super simple to do. We're going to load up the Ring app right here. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. We are going to click on Set Up a Device right there at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and click on Security Cameras, and then it's going to head and scan the QR code that is on the back of the camera here. Once I get that scanned, it's going to detect everything. I'm going to set up my Wi-Fi and then just follow the step-by-step instructions for getting everything set up. It's really easy to do. But now that I've already got this camera set up in the app, let's go ahead and take it outside and do the install. All right, so I'm getting ready to set up the camera outside, but what I want to do is I actually want to bypass this mount altogether. Because I set up a lot of cameras, I don't want to constantly be screwing into the house, so I'm not going to be using this mount to set it up. Instead, what I picked up is this guy right here. This is a gutter mount. This is from Ring, and I went and actually picked this up for this video specifically. So this one here is going to allow us to connect the camera to it, in addition to connecting our solar panel. Now, we don't have to put the solar panel on there. It does have different connectors if we want to, either if we don't have a solar panel or we want to mount the solar panel in a different location. Maybe you don't get sun in that area. But this thing is pretty versatile. So we're going to go ahead and get the camera set up on here, get it mounted up, and then let's take a look at the demos of what this camera can do. All right, I have all the pieces installed. We just went ahead and replaced the back plate on here, which is going to allow us to just pop this guy right onto here. So let's see if we can get that popped on right there, and that way we can position it in the way we want to. I snapped on the solar panel up here on top, and the cool thing here is that it's got like a telescoping side here, so I can adjust the angles, we can tilt it around, telescope it if we want to do that, and then here is the gutter mount on the back. So now that we've got all of the things hooked up, I'm gonna go ahead and get it installed. All right, so we have it installed. That is what it looks like up there. I can adjust the camera for the angle that I want. We've got our solar panel sitting up here. We're gonna be getting sun in a little bit, but that is the setup. Let's go ahead and take a look at the demos. All right, we are testing out the Ring Spotlight camera at nighttime. I figured I'd do a nighttime shot first. Now, it is pretty windy. We're starting to get some gusts of wind, so I don't know how the audio is going to sound. I'm about 10 feet away. I'm going to walk all the way to the back over here, which is going to give us about a 45-foot distance with this thing. This should give us an idea of what this camera looks and it sounds like at nighttime. And now we're going to go ahead and jump to a demo of this camera with its night vision without the spotlights on. Okay, now we've got obviously the spotlights off and color night vision turned on. Just to give you guys an idea, from my experience with the color night vision, it just gives pops of color. So what you're seeing for color, it's just making it a little bit more yellow. It's not necessarily giving us color here, but I'll give you guys an idea walking all the way back here. This is what the color night vision looks like. Now I do see 4 red dots on there. So as far as the camera goes, I see 4 red dots, so I see that the night vision is on with this camera, but obviously there are no spotlights. That's the camera right now during the daytime. Give you guys an idea. I got some sun coming in over here, but about 10 feet away. This is what it looks like. Let's go all the way back here. So you can see what it looked like all the way back here. That's about, I think it's about 40, 45 feet all the way back there. But just to give you guys an idea of what this thing looks like during the daytime, you know. All right, we're going to be testing out the notification speed on here. I do have Wi-Fi turned off on the camera. Let's go ahead and see. So the camera is up here in the corner, and let's see how fast I get this notification on the phone right here. Boom, there it is. We have our notification set up. Now, let me go ahead and unlock it with my face. Now, I can go ahead and tap on it, and that is going to bring up a live view, or actually, not a live view, it's going to bring up a thumbnail of what was going on. I can tap on that to bring up the live view. So there's the live view right there. Look how fast that loaded up. And I am on my cell service right now. I'm not even on Wi-Fi, but something I wanted to show you is the latency, or how little latency there is on this camera. Let's see if we can zoom it in. There we go, so we can get a little bit brighter in here. But if you see me walking around back here, let's maybe get in the shade a little bit. See me walking around in the back over there, like I'm turning, like there is like no lag on this image at all, which I'm shocked by. I love seeing that improvement right there of just such little lag. I also love seeing how fast that live view loaded up. So much quicker, much better results that we're seeing with the Ring camera right now. And the reduction of latency and just loading that live notification. So super happy with that. All right, let's do a 10-foot siren test. Wow. That was pretty loud. Okay, so we have got a lot to unpack here. Now, as far as the demos go, I wasn't really impressed with the video quality at all. It was average at best, and for this being a pro camera, it was a little disappointing, especially like I mentioned earlier in this video. Pro cameras with other brands seem to be at least related to 2K, if not 4K. Now we're talking about a pro camera here that is still just a 1080p camera, and like I said, it wasn't even that impressive. But there is a lot more that Ring offers that make it an acceptable option, and we're gonna cover some of those right now. For one, I was really impressed with the audio. They have made a huge stride forward as far as the audio quality. I've always had audio issues in the past with testing out Ring cameras. It's probably one of their worst features. I was actually really surprised at how well the audio was, especially when I was all the way back. I figured when I was all the way back, typically you would not be able to hear me at all, but I was really surprised at how well you could hear me. Also, I was very impressed with how quick a live view came up. That's something else that always seems to be a problem with other cameras, is bringing up that live view. You gotta wait a little bit. This one was almost instantly came up with a live view, and there was like no latency at all. So what was happening in the backyard is what I was seeing on my live view. No Wi-Fi, no anything like that. I was connected directly to my cell service, which wasn't even that great. I think I had 1 or 2 bars on my cell service anyway, so to see that was impressive, and that is something that I liked. Another feature that a lot of people don't realize is that you can actually view your live footage from the website. So you can log into the Ring website and actually view your cameras from there. Another big thing that they advertise with this camera right here, and one of its pro features, that's something we've also seen in the Ring Video Doorbell 2, is that bird's eye view. So we've got that 3D mapping where you can kind of see a satellite view of your house. It's like looking down at your house, a bird's eye view, and you get to see that dot. So a dot of where somebody is walking around. Now, I've always thought that to be pretty gimmicky. Who cares how somebody's walking up to my door? I can see that through the camera. I don't need to also see this bird's eye view. But Ring has now taken this feature to the next level. With all security cameras out there, you can set up detection zones viewing from the camera. So let's say that I want to set up a detection zone that if somebody goes in, say, the grass area, I want to be notified. But if I'm walking up to the camera and I block that zone with walking into it, it's not really giving me an accurate thing. I'm standing in front of the door, but for some reason, it's detecting me on that grass motion zone that I set up. So it's not very helpful. But now that I've got a top-down view, I can set up different motion zones from a top-down view. So if you take a look at this example on their site, they have set up a zone that's just covering the grass area from a top-down view. And if that 3D mapping detects that somebody is walking on that grass, you can set up a notification that says, hey, either somebody's on the grass or in a flower bed or somewhere where you don't want somebody. You can set up a custom notification for that, which I think is awesome. That's what really makes that Pro feature worthwhile. Another thing that I love about the Ring ecosystem is their app. That's something we didn't really go over a ton in this video today because that could be a completely separate video, but they have the best app out there. If you are looking for an all-encompassing app and ecosystem too, I mean, Ring not only has cameras, they've got light bulbs, they've got motion sensors, they've got security systems. They have so many different things that work very well together within that app, which just really brings them to the top level. Now, like I said, I am not a big fan of their image quality, but they bring so much more to what they offer than just their image quality. Now, granted, I would love to see an improvement in their image quality. I'd love to see a 2K camera. I'd love to see maybe even, hey, a 4K camera would be awesome. Fortunately, we don't have that right now. But with all of the products that Ring provides, it's pretty awesome. There are things out there that you can set up where if one camera triggers motion, you can actually have it set up in the app where all your cameras will start recording. Or you can buy, say you've got a camera that is really high up, maybe on the second story of your eaves, and what that really does is it takes away from the ability for it to detect motion from far away because it's up high. So something has to really be close to that to pick up a recording. What you can do is they actually sell motion sensors. So I can have a camera up high on my roof, put a motion sensor down low where it will pick up more actual motion happening, and I can have that motion sensor trigger the camera to start recording. So lots of cool things that you can do with the ecosystem. I should really dive deeper into that, even though, like I mentioned, not the best as far as camera quality compared to what else is out there. The actual ecosystem is got to be one of the best ones out there. But what do you guys think? I have always never been a big fan of Ring because of that image quality, but when I consider so many other things about the ecosystem and the foundation that they've built, it's got to be one of the best ones out there. So I struggle to say, hey, I recommend this, even though it's not the best one out there, but in other cases it is. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. That is all we have for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys got some value out of this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.